Now, I'm no scholar, but in my humble way, I want to explain it to you the best I can. The Bible tells us to treat your body like a temple. Now, that's not just a suggestion, it's a principle to live by. A temple is something sacred, something you would take meticulous care of. Think about that, your body like a temple, not a woodshed. It's the one physical place you have to live in right now, and it's essential to take good care of it. You've got to make your health a priority, something you almost become a fanatic about. Why? Because when the Bible says treat your body like a temple, it's giving you a blueprint for living well. It's saying, don't treat your body carelessly. Don't neglect it, don't wear it down. Cherish it because it's the foundation for everything you'll ever do, every dream you'll ever pursue. Here's why that matters. The body and the mind, they work together in harmony. Your body is the vehicle that supports your mind and spirit. It's what gives you the energy, the vitality, and the strength to dream, to believe in those dreams, and to work towards them. If your body isn't in top condition, how can your mind and spirit reach their full potential? You need a healthy body to carry out the vision your mind creates. One of the keys to success is vitality. You see, some people don't achieve their goals, not because they lack the talent or the will, but simply because they don't feel well. And feeling well, my friend, is your responsibility. Taking care of your body isn't optional. It's necessary because it's the only place you've got to live in this world. There is an ancient saying, the spirit is willing, but the body is weak. And I'll tell you, that's a terrible place to be, a strong spirit paired with a weak body. That's a recipe for frustration. Imagine waking up with your mind on fire, ready to tackle the day, but your body says, not today, I can't even get out of bed. That's not just frustrating, it's tragic. One day you've got to have a conversation with your body. You've got to say, listen, this is the last time you're going to tell me you can't get up. This is the last time you'll fail me. From now on, I'm in charge. I'll push you, I'll challenge you, I'll nourish you. I'll make you strong, vibrant, and capable so you can support me in achieving my dreams. It's about taking responsibility for your physical health now, not tomorrow, not next week. It's about making the decision to treat your body with the respect it deserves. Your body is the vehicle that's going to take you to your future, to your promise. So get serious about it, nurture it, strengthen it, and never let it hold you back again. You see, when you set big goals, there's one non-negotiable requirement: a powerful support system. I'm talking about a support system that's going to be so strong, so full of energy and vitality that it will carry you wherever you need to go. From this day forward, I demand a support system that gives me power, vitality, uniqueness, zest. I won't settle for anything less. That's what it takes to achieve those high-reaching dreams. Now make a note of this. Some people don't do well not because they lack skill or talent, but simply because they don't feel well. It's not that they aren't smart enough or hardworking enough, they just don't have the energy, the vigor, the vitality required to keep moving forward. I travel all over the world, from city to city, continent to continent. My schedule would make most people say impossible, and yet I thrive. How do I do it? It's thanks to a foundation that was built by two sources, Mama and my own years of studying health and nutrition. That's the key. I've got a unique physical support system, one that serves me every step of the way. You see, my mother was wise. She knew about health. She studied it, and she passed that wisdom down to me, to my father, my children, and even my grandchildren. What a powerful legacy that was. The legacy of taking care of yourself. Mama always said, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Simple but profound. Not just once in a while, but every day. She lived by it, and so did my father. My father lived to 93, never retired, and when he passed, his paycheck was still waiting for him. That's a life well lived. And for me, I took Mama's wisdom and made it my own. Sure, I modified it a bit, apple juice, apple pie, but the principle stayed the same. At the end of the day, you check it off. Did I take care of my body today? That's the key. Just like the old prophet said, if you've got anger, resolve it before the sun goes down. Why? Because if you let it linger, it gets heavier, harder to carry. The same goes for your health. You can't put it off. You can't wait until tomorrow to take care of yourself because tomorrow might be too late. The magic is in the moment, in today. Now, here's a good question. How are you doing? You've been working hard, but have you been keeping count 6 months in? How many successes do you have a year in? How much have you achieved? 2 years, how many more? The act of counting, of tracking your progress, keeps you accountable. And here's a truth that might surprise you. Some people are falling behind not because they lack talent or drive, but simply because they don't feel well. They have the skills, the knowledge, the potential, but they haven't taken care of their health. They lack vitality. And vitality, my friend, is a major part of success. Without it, everything slows down. So what's the solution? Take care of yourself. It's not a luxury. It's essential. You've got to maintain the physical side of your life because your body is the vehicle that takes you through every challenge, every opportunity. Be mindful of your support system. Be conscious of your health, but don't overdo it. You don't need to spend 6 hours a day at the gym. You don't need to go to extremes. Just 30 minutes a day, maybe an hour, is enough to build a strong, healthy body that will support your goals. Exercise can be simple. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park a block away instead of searching for the closest spot. These small habits add up, and before you know it, you'll have built a support system that's as strong and dependable as you need it to be. It's these little things that keep you moving, keep you healthy, and give you the vitality to achieve all that you set out to do. Let me share with you the best exercise program in the world, the one that works for you. It's not about following the latest trends or doing what everyone else is doing. It's about finding what fits into your life, what you'll actually do, and what won't leave you bored or injured. If jogging doesn't suit you, maybe your joints don't like it, then go for a walk instead. If walking doesn't excite you, how about swimming? A few half-mile swims a week can do wonders. If even that sounds too much like exercise, then get into a sport: tennis, racquetball, basketball, or even softball. You don't have to overdo it. The goal is to find something that keeps your body functioning as the strong support system you need to achieve everything else in life. Now, let me tell you something amazing that happens when you commit to regular physical activity. You just start to feel better, not just physically, but mentally as well. It's a bit of a paradox, but the more physical activity you engage in, the more energized you feel, and the less sleep you seem to need. Your mind gets sharper, your mood improves. It's real, the so-called runner's high. 20 to 30 minutes of continuous exercise gets those endorphins flowing through your bloodstream. These endorphins are your body's natural form of morphine. No wonder people talk about the runner's high. It's like a natural boost to your whole system. The more you take care of your physical self, the better you're going to feel. Your body becomes a happy, strong, and resilient support system that can take you wherever you want to go. It'll have the muscle, the stamina, and the energy to support your ambitions, your dreams, your goals. Your body, when well maintained, can become the foundation that helps you succeed in everything else. You can't neglect it. You've got to have the physical to carry you through. I know a guy who raises racehorses. He's meticulous about those horses. He feeds them the finest quality food, pays attention to every detail about their health. These horses are amazing creatures. They can run like the wind. But here's the irony. This guy who takes such great care of his horses can barely make it up 10 steps without being out of breath. His horses are in peak condition, but he neglects his own health. It's a classic case of misplaced priorities. He feeds his animals better than he feeds himself. And I'll tell you, some people feed their dogs better than they feed their own kids. Now, what if your body is asking for something simple, like a banana, but you send it a Coca-Cola instead? Your body is working hard to keep you healthy, pushing illness into the corner, and you're not giving it the cooperation it needs. Your body might just ask, whose side are you on? Good health is a partnership. You have to feed your body what it needs to support you. That's what life is about: identifying the dangers, minimizing them, and keeping them in a small corner where they can't get in your way. There's another side to the physical equation, and that's your appearance. You see, appearance matters whether we like it or not. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. And much of that impression comes from how you look. Here's some of the best advice I can give you on appearance. And it comes from an ancient script. God looks on the inside, but people look on the outside. Isn't that good information? Now you might say, well, people shouldn't judge me by how I look. But let me clue you in, they do. They absolutely do. You can spend your life arguing with that fact, but you'll be tipped over every time. Instead, embrace it and use it to your advantage. So take care of yourself, your body, your appearance, your health. It's not about vanity. It's about putting your best self forward in every aspect of life. Your body, when cared for properly, becomes the foundation that supports your dreams, your energy, your entire life's work. Don't neglect it, because the way you present yourself matters. People are watching. And whether we like it or not, first impressions count. When people first meet you, before they get to know your character or your skills, they're going to make an initial judgment based on what they see. That's human nature. So here's the best advice I can give you. Make sure the outside is a true reflection of what's going on inside. You want the physical to match the mental, emotional, and spiritual. A few minutes a day to stay healthy, a little bit of attention to nutrition, these are key habits. You don't need hours of work, but consistent effort to stay sharp, both in body and mind. There's more to the physical side than just staying healthy, though. You've got to be mindful of the things that can hurt you. Overeating, smoking, too much alcohol, these aren't just bad habits, they're threats to your body, your temple. Neglecting these areas can bring just as much harm as pure neglect of your health. Now, let's be clear, a fine glass of wine with dinner, that's one of life's pleasures. That's part of a balanced lifestyle. But drinking too much, too often, well, that starts to tear down your temple. And the effects don't stop there. Drinking too much at business dinners or social events can harm your reputation. You'll end up alienating yourself from professionals who know how to moderate, who know their limits. So here's the key. Know your limits. A fine glass of wine, absolutely. A bottle of wine, probably not. You've got to know your boundaries and make sure your behavior in the marketplace reflects the kind of person you want to be known as. Because the cost of poor decisions in public or in professional settings might be much higher than you expect. Life is about balance, especially when you're translating your ambition in the marketplace into a balanced life at home. Here's the thing, if you're giving too much of yourself at work, you've got to pay it back at home. You need to invest that time and energy into your family. And not just equal investment, you should be paying it back with interest. That's balance, and balance is one of the most important aspects of life. If you don't have balance, you might achieve all the success you want in business, but the price might be too high, sacrificing your family and neglecting those closest to you. You could find yourself being very careful with clients, but careless with your children. Balance is key because without it, the price you pay could be far more than you're willing to give up. So always evaluate the price of success before you start. Ask yourself, what will this goal cost me? What will I have to sacrifice? What must I become? Every decision has a price tag, and if you don't evaluate that price up front, you might find yourself paying too much. Now, here's an important point. Do you think the disciplines you develop in your work affect your personal life? Absolutely. The skills and habits you hone at work, like discipline, focus, and perseverance, have a massive impact on your personal life. All disciplines, whether they're work-related or personal, affect each other. Nothing stands alone in life. Everything you do affects everything else. The care and attention you put into one area will spill over into another. If you're disciplined in your work, that discipline will strengthen your family life. If you neglect one area, it'll show up in the others. So make sure you're paying attention to the whole picture: your health, your work, your relationships. It's all connected, and the effort you put in today will affect every part of your life tomorrow. Balance, discipline, and mindful choices, those are the keys to a life that works on all levels. Everything matters. Yes, some things in life may seem to carry more weight than others, but don't be fooled, everything matters. Every action, every decision, every conversation, no matter how small or insignificant it may appear, all play a part in shaping your life. If you take a casual approach to your business, your relationships, or your personal growth, you'll find that the results you get will be just as casual. You must commit yourself to treating everything with intention and purpose, because everything matters. Think about how you communicate with your children will reflect in how you communicate with your clients. The discipline you apply to keeping your office in order will echo in how you maintain the other areas of your life. There are no isolated behaviors or attitudes. They are all interconnected, and each affects the other. It's like throwing a pebble into a pond. The ripples extend far beyond where the stone first hits the water. Now, when it comes to the basics, the fundamentals, there aren't many, but the few that exist are timeless and unchanging. Be cautious of anyone who tries to sell you on new fundamentals. No, the fundamentals are ancient principles that have stood the test of time. You don't manufacture fundamentals any more than you can manufacture antiques. They have to come from a place of authenticity and history. One of the greatest basics comes from a simple yet powerful truth, an old biblical phrase: whatever you sow, you will reap. It's the law of sowing and reaping, and it's been guiding human behavior for centuries. Mr. Schaff once put it another way that gave me a whole new level of understanding. He said, "Jim, whatever you reap is a direct result of what you've sown." That means if you don't like what's showing up in your life, you need to examine what kind of seeds you've been planting. Ask yourself, if you continue your current financial habits, will they lead you to the fortune you dream of in the next 10 years? Or will you end up short of your goals If you persist with your present health practices, will they give you the vitality, energy, and longevity to enjoy all the experiences you wish to have 5 years down the road? It's important to be honest here. Your daily disciplines taking you where you truly want to go? Or have you been simply coasting along, hoping things will change on their own? The truth is, the seeds you're planting today determine the harvest you'll gather tomorrow. Make every action count. Treat every moment as an investment in your future. Remember, the seemingly insignificant choices are the very ones that add up to create the big picture of your life. Everything matters. So choose wisely and sow your seeds with care.